Welcome to Daha Headlines. I'm Li Wei Tai. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in the show, in another successful free clinic, Philippines Tzu Chi brings quality healthcare to more than 3,000 disadvantaged patients. The South African Tzu Chi chapter launches its nationwide winter distribution, focusing on needy areas such as informal settlements. And daycare center is not just for children, but for seniors as well. We visit one such daycare in Taiwan's Nantou that gives elderly people a sense of security and support. We start the show in Australia, where Brisbane Tzu Chi volunteers have been holding free dental clinics since 2007 in Tara, some 380 kilometers away from their city. We join caregivers in their fourth and latest free dental service in the small town.
From the planning on paper to the actual construction of the consultation rooms, Brisbane Tzu Chi volunteers are on a mission impossible. Volunteers reuse whatever items they manage to recycle and, without any words of complaint, complete the tasks they are given.
把它锯成一个桶子来灌水泥。
We saw part of a rubbish bin and used it as a bucket to carry cement. And we also turn unused school tables and chairs into a washing basin, while iron pipes are used as frames to complete the 6 consultation rooms. We have accomplished something really amazing here.
Within 3 days' time, the blue and white clad volunteers are ready for the 4th free dental clinic in Queensland's Tara town. However, due to changes in their contact window, as well as health regulations in Australia, the event once again met new challenges. For the dentists here, they also have to adjust to using mobile dental chairs.
不过对我们澳洲的医生来讲，这是我们的第一次啊。
For dentists in Australia, this is their first time using this equipment. There are many wires that are on the tripod, so for these doctors, they may need some time to get used to it, and thus we're slower than usual.
The patients all gave positive feedback. Most of them thanked us for our help. After all, they normally don't have these resources or anyone to help them.
Among the patients, Debbie, who arrived on the first day for scaling, decides to return the next day as a volunteer.
You do a really good job, and we don't have this sort of service out here, and our government, a lot of the small dentist areas and that are closing down, so you've got to go to the cities to get any help. I'm just really fascinated by what you do and how you achieve it.
For Tara's residents, the free dental service takes a financial burden off many families' shoulders. And for the volunteers and medical staff, the 3-day event earned them the joy of selfless giving.
From the free clinic in Australia to the one in the Philippines, Tzu Chi volunteers from all over the country gathered in Tabaco City of Albay Province for a 2-day free clinic. In total, 3,302 patients were treated.
My old prosthetic leg, especially at the top, is made from old fan blades, which are heated up with candles and then molded.
Fan blades, plastic bags, rain boots were pieced together to make up Sento Spile's prosthetic leg. Walking was painful, but without sufficient funds, this was the best he could manage. However, a surprise waits for Sento Spile when he finds out that he will be fitted up for a new leg, paid for by Tzu Chi. Jose Waldemir Rico expertly handles the molding of each prosthetic. Both of Jose's legs are amputated, and the cost for his prosthetics handled by Tzu Chi. Tzu Chi also offers Jose professional training to help him learn the craft of making these artificial limbs. For this 2-day free clinic in Tabaco City, volunteers arrive with equipment in tow and assiduously clean the grounds before the opening. 6-year-old Zasanel Feliz Maceda has a tumor on the right side of her neck. It has been a source of worry for her parents, and now they finally have a chance for her to see a doctor.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It has been a very big help. If we went to a private clinic for treatment, it would be very expensive.
A simple surgery removes the problem. As well, gifts of corn, milk, and other daily necessities are presented to patients as they leave. Today is also the birthday of Marianne and Jardine.
Thank you all. This operation is the best birthday present she could have received.
Thank you for all your help. Thank you for helping my son. Since I had no money, I have been waiting a long time to get treatment for him.
Volunteers from all over the Philippines gather for this two-day clinic in hopes that lives of the poor and downtrodden may find health and happiness.
It is winter in southern Africa, and Tzu Chi volunteers there have launched their annual winter distributions. In the next report, we go to Rayton in northern Gauteng, where volunteers organize an aid relief at an informal settlement. Every shack in this poor community harbors a long-standing promise.
This
is Rayton Town, which is a prison in a community called Phumzile that houses family of the inmates. They come and live here because they are close to someone who is serving time in that prison.
Phumzile residents live a deprived life as they wait to reunite their family. This is also where the reformed ones begin a new life.
This for sale?
Yeah.
How much? How much?
1,500.
1,500?
Yeah.
1,500 rands is around $220 US, but the woman was only kidding. The for sale sign was a piece of board she found to patch up the hole in her wall. The first winter distribution in Pretoria, South Africa, kicks off in this bleak settlement.
We are here to honor the service that comes from Tzu Chi Foundation, South Africa. We thank you. Thank you so much. All right.
The reason why we are doing distribution today, not because just to help you a little bit to go through this winter. We would like to ask you, please, as a member, community member of Phumzile, to stand up and help each other.
Hold your hand. Don't be shy. Hold your hand.
The sing-along song performed by volunteers has locals reciprocating with their own jolly tune. The song, sung in the villagers' mother tongue, speaks of the pursuit of a simple, optimistic life.
Very happy.
Order and peace prevail at the aid distribution. Aid recipients yield their places to seniors and women with children because they know at a difficult time like this, only camaraderie will carry them through. Radha from Malawi came alone to the aid distribution last year. This year, she is accompanied by her husband, who was released from prison.
Last time I was not working, but as of now I'm working. Yes.
Now that Radha's family is reunited, both she and her daughter can at last find some peace and happiness. In every one of these shacks are smiles abound as family go through their aid supplies. Today, more than 260 households benefited from the aid distribution that is a culmination of love from local volunteers and the people of Taiwan. Staying in South Africa, but we head to Durban to bring you the story of Tzu Chi Commissioner Nozipho Dube, who has rallied her family and neighbors in her hometown of Inyoni to take care of orphans and serve their community. Grown with love, these vegetables go into the Tzu Chi soup kitchen as ingredients for the meal that is provided to the community's orphans once a day. Inyoni in Durban, South Africa is Tzu Chi volunteer Nozipho Dube's hometown. Ever since she became a Tzu Chi commissioner in 2009, Nozipo would return to Inyoni 3 times a month to get her friends and family to serve the needy in her community. Now there are 8 local volunteers, including Nozipo's daughter, mother, and aunts. The singing announces the arrival of these jovial volunteers on their visit to an 11-year-old cerebral palsy sufferer. Junior volunteers cram around the bed to give the patient a massage. These Zulu women make use of every opportunity to share with the community the lesson of love they learned from Tzu Chi. One heart, one voice. These guardian angels will continue to walk down rural paths to bring love and care to needy families. It is also winter in Paraguay. Volunteers in Ciudad del Este paid another visit to a nursing home where they brought warm socks and companionship for the residents. Meanwhile, in the capital Asuncion, a winter distribution was held which benefited 44 indigenous families.
We wish to thank Tzu Chi for its 11 years of help and companionship. Because of them, our homes, schools and our health are all better off. We hope that Master Zheng Yan can continue to help the world and us here in Paraguay.
As they line up, these villagers already know to quiet their hearts and minds, to show respect and thankfulness. Tzu Chi volunteers have long worked with these indigenous people living in Asuncion. For the upcoming winter, Tzu Chi is once again distributing food and blankets. As they pick up their supplies, every family also carries a white bag. Noticing that the villagers' shoes were falling apart or didn't fit, during their last aid distribution, volunteers measured the feet of each of the 163 villagers. Shoes were then brought and put together in white bags for the 44 families. Meanwhile, in Ciudad del Este, volunteers have long paid monthly visits to the seniors living in this nursing home. Today, they have brought warm socks to help residents through the upcoming winter. Volunteers joke and laugh with the residents. Their love and support once again warming up the residents' hearts on this cold winter's day.
The Longyanlin community in Taiwan's Nantou County was badly hit in the 9/11 earthquake of 1999, but out of the wreckage of the disaster was built a community care system and eventually a daycare service for elderly people in the local activity center.
This is Longyanlin community in Taiwan's Nantou County. The name means Longyan Orchard, after the plantations of lychee-like fruit trees that cover the area. These grain-sized young fruits will grow into mature Longyan when ripe. Profits from the harvest are ploughed back into the community.
It helps the local community because it helps the old people.
Harvested Longyan are baked in this traditional oven.
First, the fire can't be too hot, and the wood must be wet. It can't be dry. Dry wood will burn too quickly. It has to be wet for them to slowly absorb the heat and slowly smoke.
A cottage industry has developed around the locally baked fruit, which is the main income for the community kitchen. public cafeteria provides lunch for over 100 elderly community residents. It's only 10 o'clock in the morning, but the Meals on Wheels service is about to start.
We start delivery in the morning. They take 2.5 hours to deliver.
It takes time to deliver the lunches along the winding country roads, so the Meals on Wheels service starts early in the morning. This elderly resident says she used to survive on leftovers or pickled vegetables for days, but is eating much better now lunch is delivered to her door. There's no one home at this residence because the elderly owner is waiting here for today's lunch to arrive. The Meals on Wheels service has been running for 10 years. It started because local young people moved out of the rural community in search of work, leaving the old people, like Mrs. Zhang Wujin, alone at home.
I walk there and treat it as exercise. Over there I chat and get some exercise.
Every day Mrs. Zhang comes to the Community Activity Centre, which has recently become a daycare facility.
We old people don't have anything else to do, apart from gardening and tidying up a home.
Elderly people who used to spend most of their time pottering around their homes on their own now congregate here and socialise together in a large group.
Living alone for long periods will change their personality. They'll be more withdrawn from society. We offer this service in hopes that healthy old people can be brought together in one place and do some activities together and maintain close links with each other.
The day centre brings senior residents out of isolation and gives them care and support in their own community. The elderly residents say the centre helps them express themselves and gives them a greater sense of security. On this day, the 16th of June, considered by many to be the last battle of the Wars of the Roses, the Battle of Stoke took place on this day in 1487. The Wars of the Roses were a series of civil wars for the throne of England between the House of Lancaster and the House of York. To commemorate the wars, roses became the national emblem, and a combination of red and white roses was used for the royal badge. Soviet cosmonaut Valentina Tereshkova piloted the Vostok 6 into space on this day in 1963. Tereshkova is not only the first woman, but also the first civilian to fly in space. The Brazil Tsuji office held an opening ceremony for its medical center on this day in 1996. Since then, for 2 days every week, TEMA members have been providing dental services to needy residents. Today, volunteers also travel to remote areas to carry out a monthly clinic. And whenever a disaster occurs, volunteers make sure to provide medical relief. Formed by fit and strong swimmers in Sicheng from South Taiwan, Tsuji's water transport team was formally established on this day in 1998. Rubber rafts and lifesaver jackets were donated on the same day. Members of the team underwent monthly trainings in basic first aid courses and rescue operations, so they could be ready to help when disaster occurs.
As you just saw in the video, in 1998, Sichuan members from southern Taiwan came together to form the water transport team, which helps deliver food, drinking water, and daily necessities to flood victims in their hour of need. Let's find out more.
In August 1999, on the way to distribute lunchboxes and water to flood victims in Taiwan's Kaohsiung, Tzu Chi volunteers came across an area submerged underwater and had to seek help from a water transport team. A typhoon at the time has brought heavy rainfall and flooded the district. In early hours following the typhoon, members of Tzu Chi's water transport team went around the suburb to hand out food, water, and daily necessities to flood victims.
At first, we didn't have our own rubber rafts, and we had to borrow them from the Navy, firefighters, and civilian rescue teams. In October of 1997, during the master's visit to Kaohsiung Tzu Chi chapter, I told her we would like to form a water transport team.
Traveling back in time to 16th of June 1998, 19 Tzu Chi members from southern Taiwan came together and formally established the water transport team, made up of volunteers who were familiar with boats and were healthy in body. On that day, Tzu Chi volunteer Chen Shengyan and Zhang Qingzhen donated 2 rubber rafts, while Peng Guowei contributed 20 life-saving jackets, and Xu Yongzhong later donated another raft as well. Every member of the team went through training in the setup and maintenance of equipment, basic first aid, and the installation of emergency communication equipment.
If we don't practice how to adjust the frequency or how to operate the raft, we might forget these skills. So every year we hold annual and monthly training sessions.
Whenever a flood occurs in southern Taiwan, the water transport team will provide immediate assistance and supplies. In 2001, Wu Ruixing and his family, who live in Kaohsiung's Niaosong, were about to run out of food and water following the flooding of their house when Tzu Chi volunteers came to their aid.
The Tzu Chi brothers and sisters came rowing in on a boat and asked if we were short of anything and if we needed any help. I wondered what government unit they came from and why they were so friendly and sincere. My wife found out about the honorary board and said after eating Tzu Chi's lunchbox, she wanted to donate. Following, we both went to training together.
The care and love brought by Tzu Chi volunteers inspired Wu Ruixing and his wife to join the organization, and the couple was certified as commissioners the following year. Today, the water transport team has been renamed the Emergency Disaster Relief Team, and all Harmony Group members are allowed to join. Volunteers focus on bringing relief items to disaster areas and setting up communication channels. Through regular training, the disaster relief team is always ready to provide assistance to those in need.
Thank you for tuning in to Dai Headlines. See you tomorrow.